In this module, we'll look at the sixth and final step in the AlphaACT HAZMAT decision process, Uilize. As before, we'll learn about the purpose and the features of the Uilize page while I demonstrate how to use it. In the decision process, the purpose of the Uilize step is to put the decision into action. It reflects that point in the process when an incident commander has finalized the decision, documented the plan, and then acts on it. AlphaACT HAZMAT helps at this stage of the process by summarizing the event conditions you've chosen, listing your decisions about response locations, providing position checklists for members of the incident command team, asking questions about meteorological and plume release conditions as well as the practicality of evacuation, and providing sheltering and evacuation guidance. Now that we've established the purpose of the Uilize step in the decision process, let's look at the Uilize page. Much like the Dramatize page, the Uilize page is divided into two main areas. There's the main panel that covers most of the page, and the ever-present dashboard. The main panel has several sections. Along the top of the page, it shows the event summary, the key response locations you set, the incident map, and a number of reports, most of which are position checklists. Along the bottom of the page, you'll find the notes you've been keeping with the notepad, questions related to protective actions, and sheltering and evacuation guidance. The event summary is a recap of what we saw on the Dramatize page, carried over intact. It records the details of the event you chose and then modified. You can no longer make any changes to the event conditions at this point. The incident map shows the final results of the isolation zone and protective action zone, along with the locations of concern, shown as the dark blue dots that are either in those zones or somewhere nearby. It also shows the emergency response locations you set on the Dramatize page, things like the incident command post, the traffic control points, and the other locations. To the right of the map is a set of links to position checklists that describe additional measures to be taken by some of the key people on the incident command team. The position checklists are based on National Incident Management System checklists and are geared for the incident command team structure recommended by NIMS. Here's the incident commander checklist. Below the position checklists is a box where the notes you've taken using the notepad are summarized. As you'll recall, you can enter notes into the notepad on each of the pages along the way. Below the Notes panel is the Protective Actions panel. This is where you'll answer questions that have a bearing on the protective actions relevant to handling this scenario. The questions ask you about the reliability of the MET data available to you, whether evacuation is practical given the event conditions, and what the plume release conditions are like. To answer the questions, you'll use the drop-down lists provided beside each question. As I answer one of the questions, notice that the answer has an effect on the sheltering and evacuation guidance provided at the bottom of the page. Once you've finished your tasks on the Uilize page, you're done with the training scenario. When you click Session Feedback, you'll move to a page where you'll learn how well you did on the scenario. This completes our review of the Uilize page. As a quick recap, the purpose of the Uilize page is to put your decision into action. On the Uilize page, AlphaACT HAZMAT helps by summarizing the event conditions, listing your choices for response locations, providing position checklists for members of the incident command team, asking questions about meteorological and plume release conditions as well as the practicality of evacuation, and providing sheltering and evacuation guidance. In the next module, we'll take a look at the Session Feedback page, where you'll learn how well you did on the scenario you just completed.